An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth results in a blind, toothless world. Golda Meir.
Turn on the television at any time, any day, and you will find people yelling at each other under the general heading of conversation, dialogue, or information sharing. Even in the halls of Congress, people feel free to yell liar at one another, things that elementary and high school students would be thrown out of the classroom for. We need to raise the bar. Perhaps we need to show our leaders the way that we can disagree civilly and agree to disagree. We honor each other's right to have a different opinion, and we don't believe someone's stupid, at worst uninformed. And I want to teach you today a way to handle conflict interpersonally so you can make peace within yourself and with others. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said that hatred is the most ineffective emotion. Half the people you hate don't know. The other half don't care. The only person hatred eats up is you. Therefore, when you have a conflict, I want you to do 5 things for me. Number 1, be specific. Make sure you know what you're arguing about. Number 2, I want you to avoid moralizing. We don't turn everything into a moral issue or assume that somebody is dumb or stupid. The reality is we talk about content. We don't talk about the person's right to have an opinion. As Americans, we all have that right. So number 1, be specific. Number 2, don't moralize. Number 3, talk one-to-one. These group settings that are on television and these things that are going on in the halls of Congress and in corporate boardrooms, they have more to do with theater than they do the resolution of conflict and the making of peace. Talk one-to-one with somebody. Give them the ability to speak to you directly rather than to have to address an entire audience. Number 4, make sure that you talk in a non-stress related place and realize people behave appropriately based on how they were raised. People behave totally appropriately based on what's going on in their lives. Therefore, I want you to talk to them in a non-stressful, non-alcohol related situation. The more stress, the more alcohol, the greater the chance that people are going to get violent and angry with one another. But understand that people behave appropriately based on how their life is going, and maybe we could cut them a little bit of slack. And number 5, I want you to leave the open door. Leave the door open. Even if you tell somebody something and they tell you to go to hell. My dad went to treatment center for alcohol addiction, and we went there for Family Week. As part of their 12-step program, they had to write a letter to everybody who'd ever told them that their drinking was a problem. One man wrote 274 letters. He hadn't changed his behavior up until he went to treatment, but he'd heard. Don't think that people don't hear you. They may not be acting on it yet, but again, be specific, avoid moralizing, talk one-to-one. Make sure that you talk in a non-stress related place. And number 5, always leave an open door. Don't shut people out.
If there is to be peace in the world, there must be peace in the nations. If there is to be peace in the nations, there must be peace in the cities. If there is to be peace in the cities, there must be peace between neighbors. If there is to be peace between neighbors, there must be peace in the home. If there is to be peace in the home, there must be peace in the heart. Lao Tzu.